Before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe underneath this video. We're about to start, so grab a drink as well as something to eat, and let's go! Alright guys, so basically the first method to effectively block damage is to use your gun as our shield. We basically stick our gun into the enemy barrel and we will absorb the majority of shots even though we're in the leopard, and this works effectively well against heat, HESH, APCR, HE, etc, etc. Alright, next, did you guys know that you can use stuff laying around the map such as fences, benches, boxes, chairs, whatever, and they will absorb a lot of shots or a lot of damage from heat shells, especially against TDs. For example, here the 268 has almost 400mm of penetration. However, he didn't pen us even though he was aiming at our lower plate. The same can be done with a Death Star. If a Death Star wants to shoot you with HESH, all you have to do is turn to your side and it will absorb a lot of the damage, especially if your side has spaced armor. Again, the same concept of spaced armor works with the front and the turret of the Super Conqueror and the Sheridan, as you can see here. And the Sheridan, I am peeking the 268 with my bum, and it's not real armor, it's just spaced armor. So even if he does hit my hull, it's not real armor, therefore no damage will go through. As you can see, all I have to do is peek with my spaced armor, he shoots, doesn't pen. Instead, I peek him, and then I smash his face for pretty much free. Next, we can again use our gun as a shield. All we have to do is lift it up and, throw it from one side to the other, and there is a small chance the enemy might not penetrate your cupola, hatch, whatever. So as you can see here, I'm in the Chieftain, I'm lifting my gun into the air and throwing it from one side to the other. And as you can see, I am blocking a couple of shots. Again, this is fully random, however, all we're trying to do is minimize the chance of a penetration here. Next, we can use our hull to our advantage. All you guys have to know is the reload time on the enemy, and therefore you can use that to your advantage. All you have to do is turn at the correct moment and you will absorb his shot, or your track will absorb the shot. This is used by a lot of Unicums, Super Unicums, blah blah blah. As you can see, I pretty much predict when the 50B will shoot me, therefore I turn my hull at the exact moment, and therefore a ricochet or a ricochet happens or the tracks absorb the damage. Very, very simple. As you can see here, 3 out of 3 shots have been, tanked effectively on the 100. Again, this doesn't work 100% of the time. Enemies will penetrate you, but all we're trying to do is increase the chance of a non-penetration. Again, the 50B is about to shoot, and I turn at the exact moment, and I pretty much absorb his shot. The exact same thing can be done with medium tanks, for example the M60 here, and it can be done with a lot of medium tanks, the E50M, Soviet mediums, American mediums, whatever you want. All you have to do is turn at the correct moment and your tracks will absorb the shot. Next, we can use our frontal armor and our terrain to our advantage. All you have to do is drive up, whatever's in front of you, and your frontal armor will become even more red since the angle becomes steeper and sharper. Next, we can side scrape, good old side scraping. However, there is a small nuance. For example, when you're side scraping, the lower plate or your frontal armor can be shown, and that could be a weak point on a lot of tanks. Therefore, I suggest try to bait the enemy or bait the enemy shot, and when he does shoot or ricochets against you, you can peek out and pretty much smash his face. Next, we use our frontal armor to our advantage. This can be done in the Tiger 2, E75, Mouse, E100, blah blah blah. You guys know the drill. All you have to do is bait the enemy's shot just by peeking with your front, and then you smash him in the face. Simple. Next, it's a bit harder, and this technique is used on the Mouse and the E100. This is done to increase your armor by making the angle sharper, and this works very, very well and is very effective in random battles. This technique is used a lot by Unicums, Super Unicums, blah blah blah, and I suggest everyone learns how to angle on their tank. This happens with box tanks, for example the Tiger 1, Tiger 2, however there you don't turn your turret. Here it is a bit more complex because you have to turn your turret and your hull at the same time. But again guys, I suggest you go train this in random battles or training rooms, because this is very effective, and this will save a lot of HP for you. Next, we have reverse side scraping. Remember I talked about normal side scraping? Here, reverse side scraping is a lot more effective, especially on tanks that have their turret at the front of the tank. For example, the T-22, the same IS-4, IS-7, and you can hide a lot of weak spots this way. Lastly, we're going to talk about, going hull down, and this is used by many of you already. However, a quick technique is to bait the enemy by showing your weak point, i.e. your lower plate, just a tiny bit, so when he sees it, he will try and hit it. However, you pull back at the correct moment, and therefore the enemy misses a shot, and therefore you are free to peek him and smash his face. Alright, with that, this video comes to an end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy is out. Bye-bye.